So now we are going to look at Homo erectus in different parts of the globe. So here we're looking at some kind of early evidence of Homo erectus in Africa, although Homo erectus did emerge from Africa relatively early in its evolution. But in these footprints left in Kenya, we can see a little bit of a difference in the foot of Homo erectus compared to earlier species. The big toe is closer to other toes than at Laetoli with the Australopithecus footprints, and the footprints are larger. So we're seeing bigger feet, and all the toes are more kind of aligned forward without a gap between the big toe and the other toes. Here is Homo erectus in Africa again. We're seeing craniums from Bodo, Ethiopia, and Dhaka, Ethiopia. These large brow ridges are features that we see pretty often. These specimens date from around 1.2 to 1 million years ago. There are actually cut marks or stone tool marks around the Bodo Ethiopia skull. Here's an Olduvai cranium. It's got some of the largest brow ridges of any hominin. We're also seeing back here this area for attachment of muscles. That is called the nuchal torus. And it is something you'll see in the video for this week. An area, like I said, for a muscle attachment. The hypothesis is that it stabilizes the neck and the head while running. Okay, Homo erectus in Asia. So here's a famous skull, skull 5 from Dmanisi. This is Homo erectus and evidence that they colonized Asia by 1.8 million years ago, very soon after it began to evolve in Africa. We're also seeing features like long leg bones, smaller faces, and smaller jaws. The oldest Homo erectus at Dmanisi only had a 650 cc cranial capacity. So we're seeing some emerging features, but the retention of a smaller cranial capacity. So just to date through the map here, we're seeing Homo erectus in Lake Turkana, Africa at 1.8 million years ago, Dmanisi 1.8 million years ago, Indonesia 1.8 million years ago, Northeast Asia and Spain by 1.2 million years ago. So we're seeing a lot of them pop up around the same time, 1.8 million years ago across the globe, and then further moving on to Northeast Asia and Spain by 1.2 million years ago. All right, in Georgia, here we can see this on the map, kind of in Western Asia, between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea, is kind of a famous hotspot for several discoveries. In Turkey, we have a 500,000-year-old skull with evidence of a sagittal keel and even signs of infection, potentially an infection similar to tuberculosis. Now we are going to move on to more details about Homo erectus in Indonesia.